Hey guys, welcome to Tarot by Phaedrus. This video is about your April forecast. I personally don't like to do forecasts by zodiac signs. There's a whole reason for that. For now, I thought this will do. They're still very highly custom, distinct readings, so whatever you pick will apply to you, even if it's general. Before I start though, I want to say this whole atmosphere, like what's going on in the collective, has been super intense. People are literally like wild up to the max. As I was saying, if you're an empath or if you're sensitive or if you work a lot with people, even if you don't work with people, if like you are very sensitive to people's thoughts, feelings, and needs, like this whole situation probably is weighing you down. I live in the epicenter, like, which is New York. The biggest irony, but also not shocking at all. If you know anything about New York, it's a super crowded, dense place. It is just like there's constant movement, constant traffic. The city literally never sleeps. It's not shocking to me that shit got wild, that things spread really fast. Like why wouldn't it? There was somebody constantly like interacting with a group of their people, and they were interacting. I mean, like the expansion and the spread would be exponential at that point, right? So really not shocking at all. So I've been really focusing on trying to send like positive thoughts and feelings and energy out there to all like the healthcare workers, hospital workers. It's just like a really tough time. So remember, thoughts are things, and when you hold a positive thought or an energy or feeling to someone, that really has a huge effect. So just if we can all practice that, that'd be super dope. Without further ado, let's get straight to the reading. So I have 4 piles in front of me. One is the lip balm, and 2 is a lighter, 3 is a body lotion, and 4 are keys. So think about April, think about yourself, and see which pile you are drawn to, and we'll see what's coming up for you next. Welcome back. So this is for group number 1, your April forecast. You picked the lip balm. I mean, these weren't supposed to have that many meanings to them, but I guess it's saying like take care of your skin health. If you have dry skin, make sure you like moisturize. I think that's what this means. Alright, so let's look at the energies that you've just passed, the archetypal energy that you are currently going through, and future energy that is coming in your way from April. So the energy that you just passed by is the Hangman. Okay, so it looks like you were like, you felt suspended, like not really knowing which way to go or like what kind of choice to make, and feeling a little bit confused. Let's see what that was about. Oh, okay, so okay, Queen of Cups and 6 of Cups. So this is about like emotions, feelings, creativity, wanting to lean more towards that, but maybe you work in a job that's more rational and like logical, and or like maybe you always like did what your parents told you to do, and now you're kind of like, fuck that, and want to do stuff on your own terms. This to me reads as like a very like artistic, creative type, which I would not be like shocked at all. I mean, a lot of my clients and a lot of my audience are artists. So if you were kind of like living a very responsible traditional life, I think this whole situation that's around the globe right now is really making you think like time is precious. Life is short. Like, how do I really live a purposeful life? So I feel like you are going through that purge, and what you've landed at is finding a new direction for you, finding a direction of creativity and ultimate fulfillment. The archetype energy that you're passing through, okay, this makes total sense. So the village is all about your tribe, your tradition, your family, your roots, and realizing, oh wait, but that has limits. I can't be home anymore. I can't do what my mommy and daddy tells me to do anymore. Like, I want to grow up and like take new risks. In your case, take some creative risks, take some like risks for your soul, which is huge. So that was the village, and the energy as a result that's entering into your life from all this processing is 4 of Pentacles, which by the way makes total sense. Let's see if it shows. So, okay, well, Four of Pentacles is all about um, very. It's a little bit of like a stingy energy, not even financially, but like really just trying to make sure that you're not wasting any energy. Just making sure that like you really know where you're headed and just like sticking to the plan. Like a very disciplinarian energy is what I get. So after setting sail, I feel like you're gonna be committed as hell to your new path and not compromising. I feel like you're thinking like I've already wasted so much damn time that like I don't want to like waste another second. If it's not that, what it could mean is that you might fall back to old habits where you're like, no, but I want to feel safe. I don't want to take new risks. And like the life that I had wasn't that bad. So maybe it's both. Maybe there's like gonna be a tug of war between you internally where you're like, this is a tried and true method. It's safe. I'm gonna stick to it. Versus, no, but I still have to push myself to try this new dream. It's that tug of war. Nine of Pentacles, another very responsible energy. If you, by the way, now is a really good chance to go to my website and get an energy checker, energy test. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of my viewers will know if I say, oh, the Pentacles, you're going to be the Pentacles. There's a reason why I'm saying that. It's because there's 3 tarot archetypes that you can be, either Cups, Pentacles, or Wands. I realize I could have almost... there can be only Cups, Pentacles, or Wands. And you are basically transitioning from like the Cups energy, which you've embraced, and turning that into the Pentacles energy, which is like, how do I actually like make this shit real? Like, how do I actually execute on it? The final outcome card is wonderful. It's the Ten of Pentacles. So this is all about like setting foundations for your long-term future. Like, not for shits and giggles, like not to be a bachelor or Peter Pan forever or a bachelorette. This is like, I know what I want to do, and I'm gonna take charge of my own life, my own dreams, and actually execute towards it. And if that means I feel uncomfortable and I have to grow out of my like comfort zone, fine, so be it. Like, that's the vibe that I get here, which is super cool and something that I advocate a lot for like everyone in my life. Like, take risks, like put yourself out there, especially creative risks. Like, even if you don't think you're a writer or a painter, you never know. Something that you make might really resonate with someone, right? So it seems like in March you did a lot of sort of like just brainstorming and doing a lot of gap analysis on like where you are now and where you want to be, or like what your internal world is and what your external world is. You figured out the gap and now you're like, okay, I'm going to bridge the gap. That's literally what I'm seeing here. So really, really great job. And hats off to you. That's something that a lot of people cannot do. And hopefully that is one of the more positive side effects of this whole outbreak, that people are really forced to look within. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this channel. If it resonated, please drop a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you, well, before May, but definitely for the May forecast. Hi, welcome to group number 2's reading. Again, this is your April forecast. We're going to see what energies you're leaving behind, what archetype energy you're currently going through, and the new energy that is going to be entering into your life in April. All right, so let's get straight into it. So first of all, you picked the lighter. Well, I mean, this is all about igniting your soul's purpose, passion, very creative, like marching forward kind of energy. So you're not going to be held back in April. That's what I think, which is super cool. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. In the past, what I get is happy relationships. It seems to me like, okay, so 7 of Cups, the Tower. It seems to me like there was a big shift in your social network, like a big shift in your friend group. I also see an element of travel here, so maybe you were at a place where something about travel and having to speed up to leave a place or come back to a place. Like, I feel like there's a mixture of social life and home life that kind of crossed, that made you just sort of not be able to carry on in your normal ways of being with your friends or family, if that makes sense. Also, you get the Tower card as like the most recent energy, so this really shook you up. Okay, real talk. What I think is that maybe you were in a long distance relationship and you realize, listen, this shit's not gonna work, and you broke it off, or they broke it off, or like you like left your family, or like you left your friends behind to like move to a new place. Now you're like, whoa, like this is a big leap that I took, and it's having a real effect on me. Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm like getting here. It could also just mean that you are completely reevaluating your friendships and your family relationships. There's a big theme on people kind of entering and leaving your life at this stage. So let's look at your archetype energy, because that could explain a couple of things. Oh my god, okay, so this makes total sense. So your archetype is the mother. The mother archetype is all about taking care of other people. It's being the provider, the nurturer. It's, you know, the mother archetype is also very creative, like gives birth to ideas and people. The shadow aspect, though, is oftentimes like being smothering, like not letting something develop or grow up on its own. And I feel like maybe these relationships or these like friends were kind of like stunting your growth, or maybe you were stunting their growth. Either way, it was just like not working. You were like, look, like maybe we're so codependent that like we have to like break apart. Like, so hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so if you picked pal number 3, you've got the body lotion. Um, so I got the lip balm for group 1, but I think it's a little bit different with the body lotion. I think it's saying like, don't forget to take care of yourself. Even in ways that you normally wouldn't. So the reason why you say that is because like when you apply body lotion, it's so easy to just like get the spots that like you can see, right? Like your arms, or maybe like your knees and like your legs. But like what about like your back? You know? So I think it's saying like really be thorough with self-care is kind of what I'm getting, and I think you can benefit a lot from that. Okay? All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at your April energy. So first of all, what you're leaving behind is, this is good. You're leaving behind a heartbreak. That's a really good, see, I would have been concerned if you got this last. If you got this first, that's pretty good. So this is about, you got 10 of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles. So what I am getting is that you really, in March, you were really reassessing your long-term future and your long-term dream. It almost feels like a death of a dream. Like maybe you had a vision and you're like, you know what, that's not me anymore. And it's almost like you set a brand new vision. What I'm getting is a little bit more responsible path, like you chose a more responsible path in March, as in like you thought about that in March. And while that's a good thing, it felt a little bit like a heartbreak for you. Maybe you're like, I have to do this all over again, like this figuring out all over again. That's a little bit like what I pick up on. Let's look at your archetypal energy. Oh, interesting. The ring. So the ring is a beautiful archetype. It's all about connection, oneness, what goes around comes around, universal energy. I feel like one of the big reasons why you felt the heartbreak or felt the need to reassess your long-term future is because you were just psychically or subconsciously, you realize the power of connection, and you realize the power of the network and the tribe, and you realize that like you want to do something more for the world, to serve the world, not just like serve you. And it's almost like you took a more egalitarian or like selfless, I don't want to say career, but calling for sure. Like it's almost like you discovered a calling, which is cool, but it meant like dying of the old. But what I will say for sure is that you have stepped into something that is truly spiritual, wholesome, and I want to say you've almost reached like oneness with the universe. And initially that is painful, I have to say. And initially that is very, all these insights and information come to you that previously you would have been happy to ignore. It's like, what? I have to be more charitable now? Like, what? I have to be a good person now? Like, what? Karma is real? Like, it's like, I feel like these are things you're processing. If that's you, drop a comment below. I would love to hear. I would love to hear about that because I've been through that and I know what that's like, and I want to be of support to you. What's coming up is, okay, Two of Wands. So, taking a more logical action and step going forward. Seven of Swords. Okay. Yeah, this makes total sense. So, Two of Wands, Seven of Swords, and Three of Cups. So what this tells me is that you're realizing that you cannot keep things to yourself anymore, and you can't keep things to yourself from yourself anymore, especially. So it's surfacing like information where you're like, I have to acknowledge, I just have to look it in the face and call it for what it is, which is like realizing that I need to do this instead of this, like realizing that like I need to embrace this new happiness instead of this. Like this is all about like confronting your demons and actually dealing with it instead of being like, no, I don't see it. Like, no, like the first step of an alcoholic is to admit that they're an alcoholic, right? That's what these cards are describing. The final outcome card is Three of Cups. So what that tells me is that you are going to find very supportive people entering into your life who will support you in your journey, so that will help accelerate you deliver and execute on your dreams. Three of Cups in general is like a very happy, like feel good healthy relationships card. People say it's like a third party. It's not a third party. It's more just in general like a good collective vibe. And if you have comments on that or questions on that, drop a comment. I've been reading tarot for a long fucking time, like 10 plus years. And there's so many different various and permutations of tarot cards, and you can choose whatever meaning that works for you. These are my meanings. So there's a reason why I'm not like showing all these cards like close to camera, is because it doesn't matter what they are. Like I have my meaning to them, and you guys are watching, and I am preemptively channeling your energy. So what more matters is what the meaning that I prescribe to the card, and that's like my secret sauce. So I say all this to say, it looks like you had a death of a dream and you chose a new one, and a new dream that put you in a very holy, close connection with the universe. And what you're gonna start to see is, especially in April, the more you share your ambition and your dream and your vision, the more you will attract the right tribe to you, which is huge. Yeah, I actually feel like you might get a complete new set of friends. Wouldn't be surprised at all. So I hope this resonated. Keep in mind, this is just general, but please do leave a comment, like, or subscribe if you like this video. And I will hopefully see you for the May predictions, if not earlier. Hi, welcome to pile number 4. You picked the keys. Okay, so, well, I would say keys are all about unlocking secrets, opening doors. It's a very sacred, thing, right? Like keys keep you safe, because especially if you're the only person with the keys, because no one else can get inside the house but you. But it's also a way to share. Like if you give your keys to someone else, like keys to someone's heart or whatever, it's one of the greatest forms of intimacy. So I feel like coming from March going to April, you've unlocked something that you could share with a loved one. Maybe that loved one is you. Maybe you've unlocked something like a mystery that has completely changed the course for you forever going forward. We'll see about that. We'll see what comes out. Okay, so the energies that you're leaving behind are, that's a really good start. Two of Swords. You're leaving that shit behind. Stress, anxiety, it's like, especially stress from work. That is something specifically that you're leaving behind. Seems like you were overworked. Okay, this is not all of you, but for some of you, you're also leaving behind a relationship, a death of a relationship. I see maybe even an ending to a marriage. This could be this to me seems like an unconventional relationship. So by unconventional, like in the 70s, this would have meant like big age gap. What's the word? It's not interracial. Thank you, interracial dating or like LGBTQ. Now all those things are normal. So whatever unconventional means to you, like assign that meaning. We'll see. But whatever it is, it seems like it was like kind of like there was an ending to it. Another thing that you're leaving behind is I feel like you had to really fight for your worth at work, like, or maybe fight for your worth in general. Maybe that's a big reason why this relationship ended because you kept on trying to like justify, you know, his worth or her worth or like justify why you should stay. And in the end, I think you were like, I shouldn't have to beg for this shit. I shouldn't have to beg for my worth. Like, I'm great for what it is for what I am, and like, you know, I have tremendous, amazing output. Like, do something, you know. So I feel like you like setting boundaries and like standing up for your worth. That's kind of like what I'm seeing here. It also, by the way, in very plain tarot language, can mean that you got paid more. So congrats if that's you. Here is an archetypal energy that you're working through right now. Ooh, the venom. Okay, so the venom is all about, well, a couple of things. Right now, you're feeling very bitter and angry, maybe very protective of yourself. And you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do to protect yourself for sure. Like, if people are being nasty to you, then yeah, sometimes you gotta, like, show your fangs. The only warning with venom is just don't overdo it. Don't turn away good people with your fangs, because not everyone's out to get you. So it seems to me like you're licking a lot of your wounds, or maybe in March you were licking your wounds. Like, I see just like stress from work, like fighting for your worth, like struggle in relationships. And this doesn't have to be literal work. This does not have to be literal romance. It could be just you feeling challenged in those areas in general. And as a result of that, you're feeling like just very like hyper vigilant, and like you're like, if someone like gets on your nerves, like you're gonna like hiss and like just like pounds forward and like kill them. Not that I think you would do that, but you know what I mean. In a very self-protective mode. Let's see what energies are coming in your way in April. 7 of Wands. Okay. This is, you're entering a phase of healing. Because 7 of Wands is all about teaching, writing, educating. I just feel like you're going to be on the path of self-development, personal growth, and I think you're going to recognize, like, you know, I can't be in this, like, state forever where where I feel bad or feel sad. And if this is you, please drop a comment below and like and subscribe. And I would love to hear just, like, what kind of growth you're going through. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like this whole situation is really forcing people to go within and quieten their minds and just really examine themselves and their life and their priorities, as you should. I mean, you have so much, I don't want to say you have so much time, but you have a lot of space and just forced being boxed in to like think about those things, right? So hopefully I see you for the May forecast or before that, depending on what video I upload. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. Please drop a comment, to subscribe if you like this channel so far. I will see you guys again soon, very shortly.